Hey, welcome back. We're getting into fall a little bit. Before we go like full fall and make a bunch of soups and do all that stuff, which we are gonna get to, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna just show you how to make jam. A nice way to cling on to summer is preserve some of those fresh berries. So if you live somewhere where there's lots of fresh berries, or you have some in your garden, or even if just they're still on sale and you wanna grab some, I'll show you how to make jam with them. We're gonna try and make like a little bit of a more balanced jam, because I find jam can be too sweet a lot of times. I really appreciate anyone who liked and commented on the video that I asked for it on. I forget which one it is. But yeah, if you want to keep supporting me, just honestly doing those couple little things really helps me. Just, yeah, if you want to help me, just like the video, comment on every single one, honestly. If it's just a smiley face or like the flame emoji, whatever. I appreciate all of it. Thank you guys so much for doing that. And I promise if any of you guys start YouTube channels, I will do the same for you. Make sure you comment, I started a YouTube channel, and I'll do it for you too, because I know it helps. But yeah, help me keep this going. I'm gonna keep going no matter what. I will keep making these videos, but I really appreciate if you guys can help me. So yeah, let's get started. So for jam, frozen berries work the best. I mean, you can use them fresh for sure. Obviously berries go bad pretty quick, so I freeze a bunch of berries. I have like a mix of berries here. This is like kind of a classic mix. There's blueberries, there's some raspberries, I think there's some blackberries, and then I got a ratio, maybe 75-25. I put some frozen cranberry as well. I really like the tartness and a little bit of bitterness that cranberries have. I think it really rounds out the jam from being way too sweet and just like concentrated berry flavor. Feel free to use whatever you want. Sour cherries work really well. Yeah, that's it. So I got a little pot here, just preheating. Oh, medium low. And because these are frozen, they hold on to so much water. So as they thaw, they release all this water, and that water will kind of be the basis for our jam. I just got some classic granulated white sugar here. You can get all crazy with the measurements, but you know me. I'm just gonna put, I don't know, 1/3 of a cup in there, something like that. I really don't like when it's too sweet, so you can always sweeten it a little bit later, but the sugar is there to create a syrup. That's what makes it thick. So if you do like water and sugar, and you simmer those together, eventually it gets thick and you have simple syrup. So it's the same kind of idea here, but you're using the fruit juice to become a syrup, and that's what makes it jammy. Give it a mix. I like to put a little pinch of salt in there just to help bring out the flavor. Some nice sea salt. Give it a mix, let that break down, and then as it cooks, you know, it takes a bit. It takes like half hour, 40 minutes, something like that. But as it cooks and they really soften up, I'll come over and I'll kind of squeeze the berries and try and break them down a little bit. And that's it. So we'll check on it in a bit. This classic jam, you know? I'll just say that again. What did I just say? The kitchen's a little haywire today, but we're filming 3 videos kind of all at the same time. It's kind of a busy week, so yeah, sorry about the noise and everything. Our jam is done. Been cooking for about 40 minutes. As you can see, it's like pretty nice and thick. You got that nice syrupy. It's also super hot right now, so if it's that thick when it's hot, you can depend on it thickening up as it gets cooler as well. So right now I'm gonna season it, give it a taste. Perfect sweetness for me. I'm gonna do a little bit of fresh lime zest in here just to brighten it up. And obviously you can make a huge batch of this And I think like growing up seeing jam, you've seen a lot of like people make big batches of jam in the fall and then they can it all. You don't have to can it. I think people get a little freaked out about that. You can just cool this down, put it in a Ziploc bag, squeeze all the air out and lay it flat in your freezer and you have frozen jam. Like you don't have to go through the whole canning process. That's just if you don't have room in the freezer. But if you lay it out flat like that in a bag and make sure there's no air in it, it won't freezer burn, and it takes up so little space in your freezer. So a little bit of lime zest. Mix that in. And I do all this stuff at the end, just because I actually don't want this to cook much. I'm gonna hit it with just a touch of fresh lime juice as well, just to brighten up all that sweetness. Take another chance to kind of smash up those berries while you can. If you like it more smooth, you can definitely toss it in a blender and pulse it a little bit, but I kind of like, you know, a couple whole berries still left in there. Quality vanilla extract, made from real vanilla, not the artificial stuff. Make sure if you're using vanilla extract, you get the quality stuff, or you can use some fresh vanilla in here. Gonna put a tiny bit in there. And again, I just put it at the end because I don't want to cook that. I'll just have a taste now. Oh, that tastes so nice. Tastes nice and like balanced. I think when you buy like store-bought jam especially, it's just so shockingly sweet and it's too much for me. There's nothing else going on there. It's like fresh raspberries taste better to me, or fresh berries, because they have a little bit of tartness versus just like pure sweet. It doesn't, it barely resembles the berry anymore. That's pretty much the focus of this video. Since we made jam, we want to eat it. I'm gonna make a PB&J. One of my favorite things of all time. I'm gonna grill my PB&J. Maybe don't do this all the time because it's not good for you, but you know, cook sourdough and butter, it tastes great. So we got the jam, I got some sourdough. I didn't go ultra thick, but I went a little bit thicker than normal. And then, you know, classic, whatever. Make sure you go edge to edge. This is the peanut butter I like. You can make your own peanut butter, in my opinion, because like if you make your own peanut butter, all you can do to really enhance the flavor is roast the peanuts, but really it's not peanut butter if there's anything else in there. Peanut butter is just peanuts and it's just blended. It's really hard on your blender. Unless you have like a food processor that's like restaurant grade, it's really hard on your blender. So that's like one of the few things that just, it's not worth it to make for the life of your blender. So this is the one I use. It's a dark roast, so they do roast the peanuts. So it's got a little bit more flavor. Hopefully I can open this second try. There we go. And yeah, there's no other ingredients in this, which I like. I actually go through a lot of this. All my cups are made out of Adam's jars. We're not gonna get into the argument of creamy, crunchy, whatever, blah, 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 whatever floats your boat. It's a PB&J, there is no, you can't do wrong here. I got some butter in a pan, and as soon as that starts to foam, we'll get this in and we're just gonna cook it like a grilled cheese. It's nice because that peanut butter gets warm through. You want a good ratio with the PB&J, with any sandwich really. So we did a little bit thicker cut of the sourdough, and sourdough is kind of a hearty bread. So I'm gonna make sure that I get enough peanut butter on there, you know, probably 2 to 3 mils on there. Our jam is still warm, but again, this will be much easier to spread once it's cooled down. But for the sake of time, we will just do this. Oh yeah. Again, edge to edge. We didn't make jam to make a PB&J to cut corners. Okay, put this together. You could eat it just like that, it'd be so good, but you know. Why not? Why not after what I did to you last time we filmed? Gosh. We may as well revisit that. We can see what Lillian thinks, you know? When you come home dead again, and she's like, you can't film with him anymore. Just cook it. Nice thing about this is you're just grilling the bread, so it's not like grilled cheese where you need to make sure that cheese is melted. We're just like looking for a little bit of color. I made like a grilled PB&J, I think when I was like, way before I ever knew how to cook. I think I was, you know, smoking some weed. I think I was like 14, and I was like, that would be so good. Like, why does nobody do that? I was like trying not to wake my mom up late at night, but it was so good. And I was just like, why don't more people do this? You know, you come over here and we're gonna eat some shit, you know?
You doing both sides or just one?
Both. Like I said, we're not cutting corners, dude. I'm flipping this. There we go, nice griddled bread. Sop up the rest of that butter. Same thing on the other side. Fucking like, comment, subscribe. While it's warm, cut it open. This hot, ooey gooey PB&J with homemade jam.
That's the shot.
I think why this works so well is because, I mean, they say this is like an elderly people thing, but whatever. Butter and jam taste so good together, and butter and peanut butter taste so good together. You see a lot of people like get it, you know, you go to a restaurant and they'll put like butter on first before they put their jam. So I think that's why this tastes so good. That's what I wish jam tasted like veering on the side of brighter. I think it tastes so good. Jam is pretty easy. You can switch it up. Obviously, you don't have to do it that way. Those are just kind of my thoughts on it. If you make it another way or you have a recipe that you love for jam, let me know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to try it out. It's that time of year. So that's it for the video. I'm gonna make sure that in the next couple videos we're gonna start transitioning to some more seasonal fall stuff, but I just wanted to clutch onto summer a little bit with some berries. All that stuff is coming, soups. If there's anything in that genre you guys wanna see, you know what to do, leave it in the comments, shoot me a DM, message me wherever you can get in contact with me. I know a couple of you have been doing some DMs. All those videos are in the works, so thank you to anyone who's been giving me ideas. It's super helpful because it is hard to come up with these things on the regular. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.